Hi, I'm Joe Polizzi, and this is the Content Inc. podcast. 5 minutes every Monday for content creators who desire to be content entrepreneurs. If making money with your content seems like an uphill battle, I have very good news for you. The 2023 Content Entrepreneur Research is out. Books are among the top 3 most profitable and most utilized tactics to monetize your content. Turning your content into a printed book with Lulu has never been easier. Create a free account today at lulu.com. Hey gang, I hope you're having a great start to the week. I always am interested by the questions I receive, and sometimes they're very personal questions, and I should just answer them personally, which I do through email or face-to-face or whatever the case is. And sometimes I get a question and I'm like, wow, this would be a wonderful question to answer to my amazing Content Inc. podcast community. So this question was, what are the things that I wish somebody told me before I began leading or starting my company? So I put together 5 things. And whether or not you are just getting started or whether or not you are a little bit further along, I think there's something to take away. So the first one is audience first, product second. When we first began our journey, we had a very specific idea of what our products would be. And the company's name at that time was Junta42. The product was like an eHarmony for content marketing, which at the time seemed amazing. Not so much now, but that was then. Each one of our products that we launched through that failed miserably. When all seemed lost, it was reading emails from our audience that told us exactly what they would buy. This included training and events, which ultimately became our core products. If only we would have started out by just building a loyal audience and then listening to what they really wanted to buy, it would have saved us a lot of time and heartache. Second, less is more. In the beginning, we tried everything from a marketing standpoint: blogs, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, Facebook, discussion groups, you name it, we tried it. We were slapping our content everywhere. After doing much of this without success, we focused our attention on being great at 2 things: a consistent how-to blog and our annual content marketing research report. By focusing on just those 2, we were able to take resources from other areas to make sure we were exceptional in those 2 areas. They packaged that in with a newsletter and we were good to go. They ended up carrying the business model, and after a year or so, we were able to drive significant amounts of revenue. Third, there's no perfect time to start a business. It was about 2005 when I really wanted to leave corporate world and start a business. My wife and I had 2 kids, ages 2 and 4, and I believe the timing was bad. Well, that and we didn't have a lot of money. So bad timing and no savings, 2 good reasons for not starting a business, right? Well, it wasn't much different 2 years later when I actually made the leap, except for the fact that the kids were 4 and 6. The learning: there's never a good time to start a business. There's also never a bad time to start a business. It just is. If you want to do something, you just take the leap. If I did that, I could have had a 2-year head start. Fourth, you can't be too niche. When we launched the business, the target audience were marketers who handled content in large organizations. Now, at the time, this audience was very, very small. Many of my friends said the target was too niche. That initial audience was small, but they became devout fans of our brand. And those people spread the idea to marketers who were not involved in content, which spread the idea to executive marketers who were not familiar with content marketing. And a few years later, the content marketing industry was one of the fastest growing areas of marketing on the planet. I learned that you can never be too niche when starting a business. In actuality, it's an advantage where you can quickly become the leading informational provider in a very short period of time. So when people ask me, hey, Joe, look at my content niche, look at who I'm targeting, almost invariably they're going too broad. So I guess if you're listening to this, I would look at your current niche and maybe you're trying to boil the ocean and things aren't working quite right for you. So take another look at your target audience and your content niche. The final thing is ask questions. When starting the business, something in me said I needed to research everything on my own and I need to do it myself. So instead of reaching out to people, I wasted valuable time by myself in a vacuum trying to figure out how to run a business. And boy, was this a mistake. After a year or two of fits and starts, I finally began to put my informal mentor list together. I began emailing questions, setting up coffee meetings. Everyone was more than happy to help. And some of them actually asked me, "What took you so long, Joe?" There are so many people out there willing to help you. All you have to do is ask. So again, if you're in this position and you're thinking about going off on your own as a content entrepreneur, or maybe you're doing a side gig, looking to do a full-time gig, here's the 5 things. Audience first, product second. Less is more. There's no perfect time to start a business, so just do it. You can't be too niche. And for goodness sakes, ask questions, get your mentors together. They want to help you. There's so many people in your world that want to see you succeed. Absolutely lean on them for help. I hope this was helpful for you and motivates you to take the next step. Have a good week.